Well, for our Monday, we were tracking some strong and severe storms around the coastal empire and the low country. Thankfully, we didn't have the strong storms as strong as what they were in western Georgia and places further to the west, like across Mississippi, where the same storm system swept through last night, producing some damage. But as far as our view right now, still left with the cloud cover from that system. Temperature-wise for today, we were able to make it into the lower 70s for those afternoon high temperatures, but now conditions are starting to cool off thanks to that wind switching out of the west and northwest. We are already cooling off into the 50s for many spots, down into the lower 50s for Sylvania, 54 for Metter and Vidalia. Hinesville at 58 degrees, just the 60s for a few locations more toward the coast, such as Hilton Head, Hinesville, and Darien. As far as Viper radar, definitely a calmer view compared to earlier in the day. Just a few showers left back to the west of the city into Hampton County and portions of Effingham County and Screven County, but most of this will begin to diminish and dissipate over the next couple of hours. As long as we do have those clouds around, we do have the risk for at least a couple of more raindrops. But that frontal boundary quickly pushing off of the coast. Still some severe storms for eastern North Carolina near Raleigh, and as far as that system as it continues to push off to the east, colder air will be filtering in. Snow was falling across North Georgia and into the mountains of North Carolina for today, and with that colder air, it is going to be a freezing start for many of us for St. Patrick's Day morning. Freeze warnings have been issued for much of our area inland, with the counties highlighted in purple. A freeze watch is in place further to the south for Wayne County and point southward more toward the Florida border, so definitely protect the tender vegetation. You might want to cover some of those plants up because you may run into some issues with that brief freeze early in the day. Temperature wise for the parade, we will still be in the 40s by 1 and 2 o'clock. High temperatures will top out in the mid 50s, but the breeze will remain strong throughout the day, just like what we had for today, though not quite as strong, but enough that it will add a chill to the air. So a jacket is going to be needed throughout the day tomorrow, especially a heavy jacket earlier in the day. So now that that frontal boundary is pushing off the coast, that colder air is certainly filtering in. High pressure will set us up for calmer conditions over the next few days, but certainly colder conditions for our Tuesday. It looks like tomorrow night will be even colder, with more locations getting below freezing, even more toward the coast. But this cool down is going to be pretty short-lived. The 60s return for tomorrow afternoon, the 70s back for Thursday. Spring begins on Friday with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s with the 80s, so going back to being well above normal by the weekend. Some shower chances will return for Monday, along with slightly cooler conditions back into the mid 70s. For tonight, the sky will be clearing out, so we'll call it mostly clear and freezing for us during the overnight. Low temperatures inland below freezing, perhaps as cold as 30 degrees for Sylvania, a little bit milder along the coast. And then for tomorrow afternoon, we will warm into the lower and middle 50s for most locations. I think there's a chance that a few spots actually do remain just in the 40s for highs, but with that breeze up to around 15 miles per hour, it will make it feel chillier. For the boaters, that wind will be a little bit stronger, gusting to around 25 knots, giving us seas around 2 to 4 feet. So over the next several days, milder weather does return once we get past tomorrow night, and as lows will be back into the 40s and then the 50s, with highs back into the 80s for the weekend. Spring begins Friday morning with that high temperature of 76 degrees.
So I guess layers are on tap for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Get ready.
Thank you so much.
Well, Georgia